guys, how are you? It's me, Lauren B. Welcome to the Untitled Tarot. We're going to do a little Archangel energy shifts business today. I know I missed the Virgo new moon. I'm very sorry. Things really have been crazy on my end. But we're coming into Libra season, which is very exciting. Libra season goes from September 23rd to October 23rd, right in time for the autumn equinox. Harvest season, baby. We've been talking about this in the weeklies a lot. So the cool thing about Libra, there's a lot of cool things about Libra, but Libra is the 7th sign in the zodiac. 7. 7, 7, 7. 7 is a number of completion. God made the earth in 7 days. So Libra also represents justice and balance. So I think that that is really cool because we've been talking about how we're all coming out of emotional, spiritual seasons of stripping and stretching and purging and cleansing. And in the Sunday service, I was talking about how we're all just kind of sitting around like, well, when are the ships coming in? When are the ships coming in? Like, when is justice coming in? Well, Libra season is here to let us know that it's starting to arrive. So that's very, very nice for us. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus rules love and beauty. It's like an Al Green song, right? So with Libra season, we get a lot about aesthetics. We like things that are pleasing to the eye, right? Things that are harmonious to the spirit. So during Libra season, you may find yourself wanting to clean out your car. You may want to get your hairs did, your nails did, everything did. You might want to take out some things from your closet and like update your wardrobe. Like it's very like an aesthetic, like pretty Libras, right? So there's a thing with that. Libra does represent justice in the tarot. So with that comes that energy of harmony, balancing out the scales, kind of having your ships come in the sense of all of the energy that you've been putting out, right, is finally sorted to like make its way back to you. It's an energy of like fairness, right? It's like if Virgo season is very much about practicality and kind of density, 3D, planting things. Libra season is the justice of that, right? It's like when things start to sprout and you're like, ooh, it's a flower. Like, that's so nice. That's so pleasing to the eye. It's satisfying to the spirit. It feels like harmony and fairness because I put this effort into something and now I'm kind of seeing the fruits of my labor, right? It's really, really nice energy. And I kept picking up like pretty in the practicality because Libra is an air sign. So there isn't an amount of logic. Things like Libras like things to make sense. That's part of justice and fairness. It's a little bit like a courtroom, right? It's like all the pieces sort of have to add up. If there's something that's like fishy going around, a Libra will be able to sniff it out much better than other people like to give them credit for, because they can sense when there is disharmony, when there is injustice, when there is not fairness in the environment. And because of that, I kept getting like pretty thoughts, like logic and harmony, like in your mind, right? Not wanting to sit in an energy that is uncomfortable, right? Discontented, right? We want to put things in order so that way they make sense to us and that kind of soothes us. Kind of, again, that energetic give and take, putting things in their spots and having them look nice. It's like almost not just organizing things in like tubs, like Tupperware, actually like taking them out and folding them and like putting them on the shelf so they look nice. It's that sort of energy. Archangel Raphael, she's the angel of beauty. She does a lot of that too. She really helps with sending people beautiful thoughts. It's that whole energy of like beauty's more than skin deep, right? It kind of radiates from the inside out of you, which is why you could see somebody who on the outside is aesthetically, right, very attractive, but you could just pick up on their energy. You could experience conversation with them, something to do with them. And because of whatever they're going through on the inside, they don't come off as pretty, right? Or meanwhile, you could also meet someone who by society standards might not seem as attractive, but their energy is light. Their soul is beautiful, right? Like their spirit really shines and soars. And so because of that, they automatically become more attractive to you. It's a little bit like that. Now, I had an archangel kind of reach out or make itself known to me. I know you guys know that I work a lot with Archangel Michael and Gabby, I love my Gabby, and Archangel Muriel a lot. I love me some Archangel Muriel. She's once, twice, 3 times an angel lady. She comes through in pink a lot. She's the Archangel of like peaceful, compassionate relationships, which we could all use more of. But an archangel had kind of made itself known to me, and I actually didn't know that this archangel existed. It's a little bit like when Muriel reached out to me, and I was like, but how come nobody knows about, like, how come nobody's talking about Muriel, right? And this archangel was Archangel Barachiel. And again, I was like, who, where, huh? How come I don't know about you? How come nobody is talking about you? Now, part of the reason is that is Archangel Barackiel, and there's tomato, there's a lot of different ways to pronounce his name. He's not really mentioned a lot throughout the Bible. However, he is mentioned in the 3rd book of Enoch. And what Archangel Barachiel is he's an honored angelic prince. And he kind of governs over the 496,000 angels. He's a part of the seraphim rank. And he's described as being very glamorous. And when I read that, that kind of made me giggle. It's like, he's very glamorous. And then I heard like the flossy. And then I just like laughed. It just made me giggle. I was like, what? Fergie? And then I realized as I kind of did more research into him, he's also sort of like an archangel of humor. What he does in helping kind of prepare us, right, create those pretty thoughts, is he's funny. And I realized that I was doing the Sunday service, and I was talking about the story about Peter and Jesus, and how Jesus just steals this guy's boat and he just digs it off into the water, and it's about like grace kind of coming into your life, and how it was so funny. And I was talking in Sunday service about how funny Jesus was, and how people don't talk about that, you know, it's a lot of it's like Jesus and he's perfect and you're a sinner, and that kind of creates this weird energy. And that's why a lot of people have a hard time kind of building a relationship with Christ. But if they really talked about how funny and like sarcastic and sometimes low-key sassy that Jesus was, like it would kind of dispel a lot of that friction, right? And then I was looking back on that, and I was like, wow, like that was Archangel Barachiel coming in, like with all of that, you know, all of that humor, like the flossy. I was like, oh, Modrone, okay, all right. So I want to talk a little bit about him, because I thought he was very fitting with glamorous and aesthetics and love and beauty for Libra season. So I thought that that was kind of an interesting thing. And I know you guys are interested in a lot of archangels, and I know you guys are kind of digging some of this incorporated tarot with Christianity or gospel reading, all of that stuff. So I'm still sort of bridging that gap together. So I want to talk about him a little bit. Now, Archangel Barachiel is the angel of blessings. Barackiel means God's blessing. He is the chief of all of the guardian angels, which are different than archangels. Guardian angels are a little bit more specific to you individually, whereas archangels are sort of for everyone, right? Like that's why if you call upon Archangel Michael, he can come and assist you, but at the same time also be assisting someone else, right? Whereas your guardian angels are a little bit more like for you. They're like your personal assistant, sort of, your personal angelic assistant. Archangel Barachiel is the chief of those. And what he does is he intercedes in prayer before God for people in need. He asks God to give people blessings. So it's like when you are praying and you're kind of petitioning in whatever way, through scripture readings, through fasting, through whatever method that you're doing, Archangel Barachiel kind of petitions on your behalf for your blessings. And then he comes in to help prepare you for those blessings, usually by helping you bring in pretty positive thoughts, by making you have a little fun, right? A little bit of that squirrel energy, like the believe in yourself. Let's have a little fun. Like let's have a little giggle, because when you laugh, that ups your vibration, and it also helps put other people, places, and things into perspective for you. A little bit of that forest from the trees energy. Now he's depicted, Mr. Glamorous, flossy, and he's depicted as like scattering rose petals. Now that's really beautiful, because again, we are in Libra season, aesthetics, rose petals, and roses have the highest vibration of all of the flowers, which I didn't know. I learned this, so that's very interesting. So if you have Archangel Barachiel kind of coming to you, someone might give you some roses. You might notice some roses along your path. Also odor. Roses, it's called the odor of sanctity. You might smell flowers. So you might smell roses out of nowhere and not really know where they're coming from. That could be a sign that Archangel Barachiel is trying to reach out to you, which is a good sign. It means that you're being prepared, right? Energetically, vibrationally, in terms of your sense of humor, in terms of the sanctity and the light and freshness of your thoughts, for you to be able to start accepting all of these blessings coming into your life during harvest season, autumn equinox, for your justice, right? Libra season. Now that's really cool. And the cool thing about Archangel Barackiel is that he also rules over Jupiter. We have a lot of Jupiter energy coming in October. Jupiter is an expander. Jupiter, like if Saturn is like, I always call Saturn like Big Daddy Saturn. He you know, Saturn rules discipline. Saturn is a little bit of that Virgo energy, right? It likes hard work, it likes results. Jupiter is like your crazy aunt who likes to just send you gifts and like throw $20 at you. Like that's kind of Jupiter. Jupiter is like a gifting energy. It's an expansion energy. So I thought that that was really cool. The Archangel of Blessings, right? Coming in, ruling over the planet of expansion. So it might be interesting for you to see what you have in your chart in terms of Jupiter, just as a side note. But like I said, he is depicted often as scattering rose petals. And roses are also very representative of the love and the sweetness of God, which I thought was really like very delightful. White roses are also very symbolic of blessings that were coming in. Sometimes he's depicted with a basket of like bread, daily bread, right? Bread that's overflowing, or like a big staff. And those are symbols of blessings of producing, particularly of producing children. He is also the Archangel. He's the patron saint of marriage. So if you are in a harvest, looking for justice season, putting energy into something or someone, really hoping for that sort of divine counterpart or that kingdom marriage, or however it is that you like to define yourself for that, if you find that Archangel Barachiel is reaching out to you to prepare you with loving thoughts and a good sense of humor and all of this stuff, that could be like a good sign that that particular blessing is coming in for you. That is really, really nice. His color, despite the roses, is usually depicted around green, which is, again, that's your heart chakra energy. Archangel Raphael also works in that kind of department as well, just like Jophiel kind of works in the beautiful thoughts department as well. Let me see. He's also, I took all these notes. He's also the dominion of lights and storms. I thought that was very interesting, right? Because we always say it's like after, it always gets worse before it gets better, right? It's always darkest before the dawn. So I'm getting like the impression that there might be some like heat lightning, like a little bit of, I think they call it like Indian summer, when it gets cool, right after summer, and it starts to get cool and the fall comes in, and then all of a sudden like a heat wave comes in. I'm getting like heat storms or lightning storms, that kind of thing. If you might start seeing them and it might be like unexpected storm comes in, and that might be a sign for you too, that Archangel Barachiel is kind of coming in to work with you. Inspired sense of humor. So this was interesting during Sunday service too. So like I said, he isn't really mentioned throughout the Bible, but he is mentioned in the 3rd book of Enoch. He's also mentioned in the Amadel of Solomon, which explains how to contact angels, particularly through wax tablets. And if you watch the Sunday service, I had picked up my gospel, my Word on Fire Bible, and I flipped it over and I was like, what's on the back of this? And I was like, it's wax. I was like, that's what you get for burning candles, like it's your job. And I kind of like rubbed the wax off, and then I went back and I finished the video. I did the Sunday service. And so I thought it was really interesting that the Amadel of Solomon talks about how to contact angels, work with angels through the manner of wax tablets. And then I found wax on the bottom of my gospel. So again, it was like, these are little breadcrumbs that I knew that he was reaching out to work with me. And I felt very guided that during Libra season, a time of justice, a time of harmony, a time of love with all that Venus energy, beauty, that it was very fitting that he was like coming out to reach towards me, and which was a good sign. I was like, oh, thank you. I need blessings so bad right now. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the blessings that I have, but there's some more promises from God I'm waiting on. So it made me feel like you guys are very much in a similar energy, and there might be little clues that he might be leaving for you too, that he's trying to work with you that you might not be aware of. So I also wanted to give you like a little bit of that too, just in case like you weren't realizing. But like I said, Libra season, there's a lot going on. We've just been through a lot of emotional Cancer energy. We've been through a lot of that fiery Leo energy. And then we all got brought way down to earth with Virgo season, right? And by the time you reach the end of Virgo season, you're a little bit like, all right, I've had enough. I've had enough of the earth energy. It's dense. It's hard down here. I have dirt underneath my fingernails, and I'm ready to ascend. Like, I'm ready for that lighter energy. And that's what Libra season is. It's cleaning up, brush that dirt off your shoulders, get things in order for yourself from like well, that just makes sense, so I'm just gonna do it, you know, and creating a sense of order in your life, and not from a survival, like I have to energy, but because it's like, I want to, and I want things to run well, and I want things to run smoothly, and I want to look good while I'm doing it, and I'm ready for my milk and honey, please. It's that sort of energy. So I really love that. I'm a rising Libra, so I'm like, and I've been in Libra season for like a week, so I'm very, very happy for the autumn equinox. I'm very excited for Libra season to come in, give us a little break, right, before we get into Scorpio season and like that death rebirth sort of energy. And I thought it was really, really sweet and special that Archangel Barachiel kind of reached out to like work with me so that also I could then in turn reach out to you guys and let you know about him and about his presence, because a lot of people don't talk about him. And I think he's really awesome. He's the glamorous prince, right? Like the flossy. So I thought that was really fun, and he's really funny. So you might just be like giggling or finding like silly things just like extra funny these days too, which is good. That's always a good thing. Laughter is like one of the best medicines that God gives us. So that is your Libra season energy update. That is Archangel Barackiel, the flossy. We love you, me, him, everyone. We all love you very, very much. I will see you very, very soon. Take care of yourself and enjoy the beginning of Libra season. All right. I'll see you later. Goodbye.